Think one building can change the soul of a city? Few architects have left as indelible a mark as Louis Naidorf, whose imaginative vision helped shape the very identity of Los Angeles. But there's so much more to the story than just a famous, round building. So why does his legacy stir up debate even today? Louis Naidorf, the trailblazing mind behind the unmistakable Capitol Records building that crowns the Hollywood skyline, passed away peacefully on Wednesday at age 96. His longtime friend Mike Harkins confirmed the news. With a style that married practicality to imagination and form to feeling, Naidorf changed not just how LA looks, but how it feels, a feat many designers only dream to achieve. You probably know his work even if you don't know his name. Aside from the landmark Capitol Records building, which launched in 1956 and earned historic cultural monument status 50 years later, Naidorf was the creative force behind a range of architectural gems, including Santa Monica Civic Auditorium, the now-vanished Memorial Sports Arena, the bustling Beverly Center, and the Beverly Hilton Hotel. In Sacramento, his 6-year restoration of the California State Capitol stands as testament to his reverence for the past, paired with forward-thinking design. Even presidents lived in his creations. He designed the Rancho Mirage home of Gerald and Betty Ford. But here's where it gets controversial. The legend goes that the Capitol Records building, with its signature round, stacked look, was meant to resemble a stack of vinyl records. Naidorf always denied it. He insisted that the shape was a product of logic and efficiency, not a visual pun. Yet, true to his philosophy of making people happy, he'd say with a twinkle, "If folks want to believe it, let them." Do you think intention matters more than public perception when it comes to art? Naidorf's brick-and-mortar fingerprints can also be found far beyond California. He was the creative mind behind Phoenix's towering Valley National Bank building. Now, Chase Tower, the tallest building in Arizona. In Dallas, the Hyatt Regency and the iconic Reunion Tower owe their place in the skyline to his distinctive touch. Born in Los Angeles on August 15, 1928, Louis Murray Naidorf grew up the child of two garment workers, Jack and Miriam, who knew financial hardship well. But even as a boy, he was so consumed by dreams of urban design, sketching towns as early as age 8, that money worries faded into the background. A born go-getter, he started building a library of architecture books at 12, funding his collection with the earnings from odd jobs. When he received drafting tools for his 13th birthday, he didn't waste time. He approached local architect Sanford Kent for a job, landing his first mentor thanks to sheer determination. His hard work continued at UC Berkeley, where, for his master's thesis in 1950, Naidorf predicted a future dominated by compact computers and shrinking office spaces. He proposed a circle-shaped office tower that would maximize efficiency, a radical notion at the time and a hint at his future impact. Even graduation day couldn't distract him from his ambition. Skipping the ceremony, Naidorf interviewed at the powerhouse firm Welton Beckett and Associates. He was so impressive, they hired him immediately. Only 3 years later, at just 24, he received the enigmatic assignment, Project X. Provided with only the location and size requirements, he had no idea he was about to design Capitol Records' future home. Drawing on his earlier work, Naidorf crafted a circular building, a form that would become both pioneering and iconic. His goal? Create a space that wasn't just practical, but would bring joy to everyone who encountered it. Naidorf was renowned not only for his inventive designs, but also for his quick wit and humility. He delighted in poking fun at the doomed Capitol record-shaped birthday cakes, joking about a structural flaw, and he found endless amusement in the building's on-screen destruction in disaster movies. He didn't keep his wisdom to himself. Passionate about education, he mentored scores of young architects, serving as a guest professor at leading schools including UCLA, USC, Cal Poly Pomona, and SkyArc. In 1990, he became a full-time member of academia, leading Woodbury University's School of Architecture, first as chair, then as dean. Here, he challenged students to look beyond blueprints, urging them to stay curious, develop their own voices, and connect with people on a deeply human level. The mark of a truly great designer. Even as he climbed the professional ranks to vice president and director roles, and earned prestigious honors like the AIA California Lifetime Achievement Award, 2009, Naidorf never lost sight of what made life meaningful. Real living, he'd say, is what happens outside your buildings, at cafes, in the park, among friends and family. His empathy didn't stop with people. In his now out-of-print memoir, More Humane, an architectural memoir, he shares how he once carefully ferried a dying bee outside to let it finish its days with dignity, repaired a snail's shell in his yard, and doted on his beloved cat Ziggy Starburst, who by coincidence shared his birthday. A lifelong learner, Naidorf had a soft spot for science magazines and mysteries of the universe, and found peace in classical music. His adventures spanned the globe, from North America to Asia to over 24 European trips. In 2000, enchanted by Northern California's landscapes, he settled in Santa Rosa, where he worked to revitalize the city and university campuses well into his golden years. Remarkably, even at 87, he was still practicing and keeping his California architecture license current, the oldest active license in the state, first granted in 1952. He once declared he'd be buried as a licensed architect, and true to form, he will be. Naidorf's personal life was as complex as any cityscape he designed. Twice divorced, twice widowed, he married 4 times, survived cancer twice, and leaves behind an extended family of children, stepchildren, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. And this is the part most people miss. Louis Naidorf's work wasn't just about buildings. It was about connection, optimism, and creating spaces where happiness could flourish. Which raises the question, in an era that prizes bold, attention-grabbing architecture, should more designers strive for this elusive, human-centered legacy? Was Naidorf's greatest achievement the form of his buildings or the happiness they inspired? If you have thoughts, or if his story surprises you, don't hesitate to share in the comments. Should an architect's intentions matter, or is public interpretation all that counts? Let's talk.